Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, Charming Amy and I are hitting the road and we're going out to see Thor, Love and Thunder. And this is one that the two of us have really been looking forward to. We're both fans of the MCU and we're both fans of the Thor movie series. So I'm going to be looking at this movie just as a Thor movie. I'm not going to try to compare it to Endgame or any of that because, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare movies in the MCU to Endgame. That was years and years of build-up and putting together for one big climax. This is just a movie, all right? This is just a continuation of the Thor storyline. So I'm expecting some good laughs. Taika Waititi is back as the director. Chris Hemsworth, of course, is back as Thor. And Natalie Portman has come back to play her role as Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. So there's a lot going on in this movie, and there's a whole lot that I can't wait to see. So yeah, let's get out there. Oh, I almost forgot too. The Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in this movie. But I kind of have a theory behind that. I don't think they're going to play a big role in the movie. I really don't. I kind of have a feeling that this is going to be a jumping off point for the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's going to be coming out sometime soon. I'm not sure the date on that. But I think that the movie's just going to kind of start off with him and the Guardians chilling, having a good time, and then he's just going to be like, I got an adventure, guys. It's Thor time. It's Thorin time. All right, well, let's get out here. Let's go see that movie because it's Thorin time. Okay, now, so we're back, and Charming Amy was going to join me for this review, but there's a lot to talk about in this movie. So we decided that we're going to do a spoiler review that we're going to release on Saturday. Maybe Saturday in the evening, afternoon, whenever. It's going to get released Saturday. We're going to discuss a lot more finer points of the story, things of that sort, things we like, things we dislike. But I'm going to give you guys a rough overdraft, a spoiler-free review of this film. So right out the gate, I'd like to say I did not care for this movie. I'm sorry. I know that I'm sure the MCU fan base is freaking out right now because I did not like this movie very much at all. I was sadly bored. Not just bored, it wasn't that good. And what really bothered me the most about the film was it just seemed like a series of events. And what I mean is it's just like skits, okay? That's the best way to put it. You went from one to the next to the next. It was just, here's a skit, here's a skit, here's a skit. The movie felt like they were making a parody of a Marvel movie, not an actual Marvel movie. This movie is like, okay, you know, in Thor Ragnarok when they're doing, like, Loki's doing the fake acting and those Matt Damon has his little cameo and all that, right? Okay, this movie is done by the people who made that play. Okay, so like if the actors from Asgard made a movie that parodied Thor, this is that film. It didn't feel like a real Thor film or even an MCU film. It felt like it was kind of making fun of the MCU. And like I said, I can't give away a lot of spoilers. And that's what's really hard about this, because really to give you guys a good understanding of what I dislike the most about this movie, I have to give away spoilers, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to break things down as simple and easy as possible. This film really, it was a comedy for one. It was trying to be a comedy, There were jokes. There were some jokes that were really good. There were some jokes that were really bad. But there were tons and tons of jokes. It didn't feel like they were trying to do a superhero action film. And it didn't even feel like they were trying to do a superhero comedy. They just wanted to make something funny. And I can respect that, but, you know, I'm here to see a superhero movie. And I'm not really getting that. And I'm not saying there's not heroics and all. There's just no real, I can't say action, because yeah, there's some action. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you some of the things that I really enjoyed about this movie, and we'll get on with it, okay? Yes, there are some jokes in this film that land quite well. I did find myself chuckling a few times. Not as many as I would like. Is this movie better than Thor Ragnarok? No, not at all. Not even close to the ballpark of that film. That movie made me care. I mean, every character in that movie I was worried about. I was constantly on edge. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if our heroes were going to make it out. Honestly, didn't even know if Thor was going to make it. It just had some really high stakes throughout the entire film. This movie just seemed like they were having a good time. When there's nothing wrong with that. But when it seems to be the end of an epic story and all you get is Thor just, you know, having a good time, I feel like I wanted more. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm getting cynical. Maybe that's the issue. But I don't know. I feel that this film just was lacking in a lot of areas that make the Thor film special, especially what made Thor Ragnarok special, because that wasn't there at all. This film had no, in my opinion, for a movie with love in the title, it had no heart. It had no core. It was just a series of comedy sketches put together. Oh yeah, Christian Bale shows up and he's kind of spooky and he's got a sword. And that's it. That's the gist of it. I wish I had something better to tell you. I wish I was sitting here talking about how great this movie was. And get ready this weekend, because Charming Amy and I are going to put out a bunch of spoilers. And we're going to talk about how much we loved this movie. But we're not. We're going to talk about what disappointed us, and I think I might break into some of the stuff that's disappointing me in general in the MCU as a whole. I don't know. Things seem awry. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm getting MCU fatigue. I mean, for Christ's sakes, how many movies are there now? TV series, licensed material. These people are everywhere. Superheroes are everywhere. And you would think that I would be all excited about that, and to an extent I am. But when you put out so many years of high quality, awesome superhero movies, and then you spend all this time throwing out average, superhero stuff, I mean, this movie probably would have been very passable in the 90s. Back in the 90s, when superhero movies weren't everywhere and there really wasn't any competition, I probably would have thought this movie was awesome. I would have been like, oh, this is the greatest superhero movie of all time. But it's not. It has way better films, just in general, and it's disappointing. Like I said, I am a Taika Waititi fan. I enjoy his films. I enjoy his work. I'm not beating this up because I don't like his stuff. I'm just a little upset. Okay? This was not what I was hoping for. And again, maybe it's just me. This is what I'm going to say about this film. If you're not a big fan of the Marvel movies, check it out on a streaming service, okay? If you're somebody who's just like, yeah, I liked those Avenger movies, I didn't need all that other stuff, then probably wait till this one hits Disney Plus. Wait to stream it on there. Give it a few months. Wait till it's on Disney Plus. Check it out. If you're, like I said, if you're a fan, you're probably already seen it. That's probably the truth. I mean, this movie's probably going to make a ton of money. I mean, look at, what was that one they put out? The Essentials? I don't even remember the name of the damn movie. I mean, these reviews are kind of like just free flow. I don't write anything down. These are just the thoughts off the top of my head of how I felt about the movie. The Eternals! Jesus! I like the other name better. I think that they should have changed that movie. Well, anyways, guys, So that's my judgment on this film. If you aren't a big fan, don't worry about it. There was nothing in this movie, all right? I guess... All right, again, watch my spoiler review. I can't say anything. I have something I want to say here, but I can't because I'm worried that it might be too much of a spoiler. All right, so back on it. If you are a fan of the MCU and you just have to see this because, oh, you've seen them all in the theaters, man, well, then see it. All right, go see the movie. You're going to probably like it. You're going to probably leave nasty comments on my review, and that's cool, man. We all have a difference of opinion, and that's awesome. That's cool. You rock out. You enjoy this movie. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that I didn't care for it, and if I had a choice in the matter, I wish I would have waited for the streaming services. All right, so that's all I have to say about that. Go check it out if you're a big fan. You just got to see all the movies. You just got to watch all of the TV shows. Cool. Go buy yourself your pop figures and enjoy your day. If you're just someone who's like, I could take it or leave it, leave it. Wait for it on the streaming services. That's all I want to say about that. All right, guys. If I have to put a rating on this film, I would give it a D+. So it's still passing, but not by much. All right, guys. Have a great time. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's another thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.